Hello and welcome each and every one of you. With you today is me, Daiga, multilinguistic international coach therapist from DCTcentre, and also with me is Morganne Rayne, spiritual consultant, gratefully provided access to higher dimensions of being. Morgan is here to Morgan has been called the heel of the healers as a way to describe her unique spiritual tools she shares. Morgan is here to serve those who seek greater understanding of their sacred spiritual self and have the deep desire to integrate that consciousness in their 3D world. And with us is Jeannie Rayne as well, licensed psychotherapist in state of Washington, working primarily with early childhood trauma, sexual abuse, and emotional neglect, helping clients empower themselves. Jeannie sees herself as lifetime student of growth. She continually takes classes and enhance her knowledge base. So, hello, my two wonderful, lovely ladies. How you been?
Good.
Good.
Mhm.
Yep. Busy.
Yeah.
Very busy. I got to have two of my grandkids last week, so that added to the whole busyness, but it was amazing to spend time. And now they're both back in school. So I won't see them till probably we have a birthday coming up. I'll see them then, and then I'll see them on Thanksgiving. So it's the way it is, with our little ones gone back to
You
school.
don't visit your grandchildren in between at some point.
They are so busy with scouts, and it's like they're I may, but typically not, because they're so busy.
The
So
system is taking them over, yeah?
well, yeah, well, in a way, yeah. Like the parents of the little one, the 6-year old, that she's in like jujitsu and wrestling, and she's doing a lot of other things after school. So those things take up most of her even her after school events. But we'll see how it goes. Yeah.
How about you, Jeannie?
Um, I moved out of my house for a bit, and then my life is a little upheaval now, but it's good because it's giving me clarity about around how I want to move forward in my life, and yeah, I just think it's really good. It's I guess that's all I have to say about that. It's a lot. I'm in transition, so it's hard to put words to it, because
Mhm.
I'm still, mulling it over, the different options and stuff. So,
Yeah. What else is possible?
right, exactly.
Right. So yeah, it's a great spot to be in. And we can look out too. I don't know about where you are, Dega, but we're now starting to move into our fall season. You can start, we can start feeling, although yesterday was pretty hot. My grapes are starting to get ripe, and you can just see everything transitioning. Everything's transitioning at this time, Jeannie. So it's like our world is transitioning. We see the politics transitioning. It's like transitioning is a theme at this time. I was rereading a Hopi legend, because I like to follow more indigenous prophecy, and some Christian prophecies. There are some good Christian prophets out there, but I like to follow the prophets because they tap into the part of us that always knows, that is always present. And you know for me, you know, people, you know, ask me, well, why don't you watch the news? Or, you know, it's like, yeah, that doesn't give me anything. doesn't tell me anything. But a prophecy will tell me how to prepare myself, um, how to um, how to be in the presence of all the changes. And we've got one of those coming up again, another big change with a lunar uh, eclipse coming up here in the next day or two, right? So there's a lot happening. And I know that Dega, you have a bit to share with us this morning. And
I have bit to share, not exactly about lunar eclipse, but for people more to understand what you are doing. Because when I came up with this article, my guidance was straight away shared to everyone. It's exactly about Morganne. Yeah. Yeah. So that is something I think I later will even give you copy, send you copy of it, because how I've been reading introduction, I have no clue how I will read everything else, because I today don't have a slightest idea where my head is. I'm in between dimensions somewhere, and I cannot get properly on Earth and ground myself. So, yeah, let's see how it will happen. Grid workers. Not many understand what a grid worker really is. Earth is alive. She has a nerve system, ley lines, vortexes, and stargates. A living web of energy that connects mountains, rivers, oceans, and sacred cities across the world. When that system is clear, consciousness flows freely. When it's distorted, humanity is trapped in cycles of confusion, control, and amnesia. Grid workers are the ones who came here with a contract to heal, anchor, and restore the system. They didn't choose this path. The earth chose for them. Their souls agreed before incarnating to weave into her circuitry, becoming living conduits of planetary intelligence. They feel the pull of certain lands, sometimes without knowing why. Their bodies light up, break down, or release when the grid calls. They are drawn to solstices, eclipses, and alignments not for ritual, because they are wired to anchor the incoming currents of light into the planet itself. Grid workers are often tested harder than most. Storm after storm, collapse after collapse, illness, exhaustion, heartbreak, financial struggle. Not because they are cursed, but because they are transmuting collective density through their own fields. Their lives strip them bare till nothing distracts them from being pure channels of Creator's frequency. Most will never be recognized. They are not on stage, not in headlines. They are the quiet ones, burying crystals in soil, singing prayers to rivers, walking barefoot across the land. They are stationed across the earth like acupuncture needles, some rooted to sacred ground, others traveling nomadic, nomadically where they are needed most. This hidden army is dismantling the old control grids, the false network of fear, war, trauma, and sacrifice that were on earth for ages. They are threatening the original codes of harmony. They are retrading original codes of harmony, remembrance, and freedom back into planetary body. If you have felt this pull, if you carried storms in your body, broken down only to rise again, or found yourself in flexibility, guided to hold space for Earth itself, you may already know. Grid workers are not waiting to be understood. They are remembering who they are. And when they rise together, Earth herself rises. How about that?
It's beautiful.
It's exactly, I was reading this and it was exactly what Morganne does. Yeah, with all prayers for Earth, for going to different secret places, doing rituals for wakening up. Yeah, I have no idea how exactly I feel in, but because I'm pulled to Morganne and she somehow take me under her wing, probably I'm doing something as well, and you as well, the same. Yeah, but somehow, yeah, it was. What do you think about that, Morganne?
Well, it kind of describes what I do in the world, right? Yeah, I mean, to me, it's like an ordinary day. um, the thing is, I'm conscious and awake. I've been awake about and knowing of it since I was a little bitty kid, right? Some are not so lucky to be awake and aware. And and sometimes I didn't think that was so lucky either to be awake and aware. Sometimes ignorance is bliss. But you know, it's what we each all have a path to follow. And sometimes I feel like I was thrust here. I came here kicking and screaming, like I don't want to be here. But you know, I am here, and so I just do my best for the work of the consciousness, the work of creator, um, acknowledging the flow of the seasons and the earth heartbeat, and synchronize myself with that because it just makes sense. Um, yeah, but I think that we are all this. I do. I think that each of us has a part in this. It's not just me. I just was awake.
I think that you are the anchor definitely in our three of us. You are the one who is definitely this grid worker. I myself, I don't think I am grid worker. I'm more pulling, healing, trying to bring humanity with this. What job you doing? I'm trying to pull humanity together with that, yeah?
Yeah.
Especially with my project now and what are 9 times I'm all the time doing, placing everybody who needs in my healing center and bringing them up and healing their consciousness, their bodies and so on, yeah? And I think I see myself like that, not as much as Mother Earth, but I do work with air, I do work with water, yeah. So I am connected with Mother Earth as well.
Yeah. Oh, it's fun to be with me when I start yelling at the clouds. And you know, being a grid worker, light worker, starseed, you know, got all kinds of little labels that you know, I think we're a lot of those. But as far as grid working too, there's been grid work that I've done in the past that's been intense. very intense, working with other grid workers consciously for many years. I had to extract myself from the intensity of it and just come back to sweet Mama Earth and do my work here. Because grid work's not just for this planet.
You've been going consciously on grid work. I was subconsciously, because I give permission, because I signed up with some lady from America, girl, really not lady as such, girl from America who actually is one of the grid workers as well. Yeah, she was telling that she is collecting teams, yeah, from people who are following her. She is collecting teams to close different portals.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I know exactly that I've been on lots of closings of portals.
Mm-hmm.
But when I came more conscious about my work, my path, I sort of step away because I find it very. At that time, I didn't know how to put real protection on. I actually end up on the middle of night and somebody was suffocating me. Some force was literally suffocating me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I many times woke up and there was like a warrior and in some kind of those metal heavy ammunition what they have, this old type of uniforms what used to be used, yeah, like in all covered in metal and some
Like an armor, like armor.
yeah in armor, yeah, warrior in armor staying in front of my bed and this huge cold coming from it and I can't move. Yeah, and there was quite few of this kind of encounters where I start getting frightened, and at that time I already start waking up little bit from what's going on, what's my path, where I want to go, and when I start to understand that my path really is more interactions with humans, I sort of left this following this lady because it's just not me. I don't need this huge interactions with horrible entities. Yeah.
Yep. You don't, and you can command that away just by, coming into the presence of the Holy Spirit, and that will, and that's what I love to teach, right? That connection with the Holy Spirit, because when you have that, then the nefarious entities can't be in the presence of that. There's not an alignment. There's not the frequency is not the same. So the frequency of that just goes away because you align with the Holy Spirit. Can also be attracted to that, but when you stand firm in that Holy Spirit, in that light, in that love, in that truth, that's the armor I want to put on, right? They call it the armor of God. Well, that's the armor we need to be putting on, is the light, the love, the truth, the patience, all that higher frequency stuff. That's all frequencies, and to wear it, to be it, to become the armor of that. One of the things that you spoke of that I think is really important to address here is, and I put it in a box called the transmutation of all the shit.
Okay.
Right? So, because that's what it's been. It's been to, and I have the capacity to do it. Does it wear me out? Yes. Right. But we all are transmuting the past. We're all transmuting the traumas. We're all transmuting that by the work that we've been doing, right? Like doing that inner child work, doing that, doing the shadow work, doing all of that. We're not doing that to play around in it and live in it. We're doing that because we can take that frequency and transmute it into love, into peace. And that's so for what the work that you and Jeannie and I do with clients, right? That transmutation piece is a gift that we have that we give to others, right? Otherwise, we just let people walk around with their trauma and their misery and all that, but we can't do that. We're not wired that way. We are wired to help understand what they're going through, right? And sometimes it's even we take it in ourselves to transmute. That's sometimes what I do in prayer work. Like I absorb it, but I don't want to hold on to it because I don't want to carry that frequency. You do it because we're transmuting the frequency. And that's what the work is that you girls do, and me, in the work that we do. We help people transmute the trauma into something that can assist them, help them, that it becomes information, not as a way of being. Does that make sense?
Yeah, but something what you may do, but I don't. I do not take on anything what is from my clients.
That's a good thing because that's hard. That's hard work to do.
I do not take on. I work straight away. Before I work, I put protection on. Yeah. So their problems, their negativeness stays to them. Yeah. And I help them take it out, pack away. Doesn't matter in what, in a suitcase, in a bag, in a box. Doesn't matter what. Yeah. I pack this all away and I give into universe for recycling and transformation. Right away, like passing me. And obviously saying thank you to Mother Earth and universe for all taking all this on and transform and restoration. But I'm not taking on anything on myself. So
What you think about that, Jeannie?
I think for me, it's an ongoing process of working on that. It's not so clear with me how to do that. You know, I've gotten better at it, but I'm still, I feel like I'm missing something that's really solidifying it to be able to do it really well. And I also, if you don't mind, like to go back to the grid work. And Dega, you were saying you were in teams to close different portals. I'm not really sure what that means. And I'm thinking our viewers might not know either.
Morganne, can you please explain? You probably in English explain better than I can do what is portal.
Sure. You know,
I know what portals are, but as when in relation to the grid work. In
relation to the grid work, teams of light workers, grid workers, yeah, warriors for light, gathering together.
I know what light workers are, but I don't know what grid workers are. I'm not sure about the grid.
I just read about grid workers, yeah. The grid workers work for Earth, yeah. Cleansing, clearing, helping Earth cleans out everything what is not supposed to be there.
Okay.
Releasing Earth.
Yeah, what I love this definition, and Dega said this in there, that grid workers are living conduits of planetary intelligence. They are living conduits of planetary conduit. So I would expand that they are also living conduits of universal intelligence, of creator intelligence. They have an awareness of that. And so where there is negativity or nefariousness, when you come in with a frequent, that's why I talk about frequency so much. When your frequency is of love and light and joy and peace, and you bring that frequency, you immediately close a nefarious portal. You just, it cannot align with your frequency. And so it gets transmuted. It totally gets transmuted. You know, it was really interesting because I was listening to some people having a conversation about who they think should be, who are evil and they should be punished or killed or whatever. I'm just, and immediately I went into, so this is how a grid worker does this. So you hear these things going on. And so immediately what I would do is go right away into prayer and get into my heart frequency, into my love frequency, even though that conversation is going on, right? And pray for the healing for all concerned. Pray for the hearts for all concerned. Pray for the upliftment for all concerned. Pray for the forgiveness for all concerned. And that's how I do it as a grid worker. I come to restore those portals within the human soul. We all have them where nefariousness have gotten in, right? Hate, anger. So what carries those frequencies of hate and anger and jealousy and all of that? What is that, right? That's not our natural state.
Right.
So when we all work with people who have sunk into that lower frequency and we help them shift their frequency, you're doing that transmutation work. You're helping them close the portal where the nefariousness came through. Like you can see that in family structures, right? Where bad stuff happens within the family, right? And they talk about it in scriptures, the sins of the father are visited upon the children. Well, what that means is that there's a portal open of that, whatever's going on, right? That takes them out of their love frequency, takes them out of their goodness. So for working, it's kind of hard to talk about because it's all energetic, right? It's all frequency.
You bringing this energy actually to us. I feel this energy coming close to us now. Because we're talking about it, we're sort of inviting this
exactly
around us.
Exactly. And that's why you tell people don't tell your stories over and over again, because what you're doing is you keep opening the door for it to just keep on, come on in, come on in, right? And I wanted to explain to you that when I take on some frequency of people, I don't do it to play with it or hang out with it. I do it to understand it so that I can move it in. So for me, like I would bless that, even though it's nefarious, I would bless it and send it to the light. I am not going to annihilate it. I'm going to transmute it into the light, right? Even nefarious energy, because something has happened to unbalance the light and the love. And so as an awakened human, and I'm still a human, right? Those events, those things, and that's why They also say, you know, the best healers come from the most dysfunction. And it's true, because we had to have contrast, right? We come here as these pure illumined souls, and and we get thrust into this experience on this planet where they're really trying to work this out, where they're really trying to work out the negativity and the freak, because people just have forgotten. They've just forgotten who they are, and get sucked into experiences that are not work. So I feel like I'm all over the place with this one.
I think you explained quite okay.
Yeah, I think it was great. I'm following you the whole way.
Oh, good. Oh, yeah. Good. Because sometimes
it's really clear.
What's coming out it's not coming from me, right? So then I stand back and go, what did I just say? What just came out? Because it's my higher guidance that's talking, not Morganne, the ego, the personality.
Yeah, and that was really good clarification.
Good.
It was excellent. I just never had heard of Gridworker before, so I had no idea what you were talking about.
I have.
Yeah.
I have. Something else we've been talking about portals. Yeah, I've been at some point, some time ago, I've been watching programs. Russians have a great program like where a psychic helping resolve crimes. Of course, it's entertainment. Yeah. Mm-hmm. How much of that is true? How much that is made up? Only God knows. That's on there. But it was great entertainment, and I quite liked watching it. And there was lots of times there was talk about negative entities coming in the rooms through portal in the Miura.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep. Mirrors are real. Oh my goodness. Okay, so there's a family here that are getting rid of a bunch of stuff in at their house, and they had put on their porch this beautiful antique mirror that had silver all around it, and it was a mirror on both sides, and it was on a little stand. It's quite old, right? And my ego really wanted that mirror. My higher self said, do not touch that. Do not bring that into your home, right? But there's that little struggle with the ego self. Oh, it's so pretty. And it's like, oh yeah, I got it. Like even getting near the mirror, I could feel the energy of what was locked in that mirror. Mirrors are often used as portals because like there's, if you think about this, there's no death, right? We've talked about this before. It's just a movement of consciousness from one experience to another. You know, when this body goes, the experience of me will now not be in this body, but it goes on. And that consciousness, as we know, with, you know, lots of near-death experiences, lots of people who have crossed over and, you know, and then come back. I can do that with a soul retrieval, right? That crossing over and the inability to come back in an incarnate body is you can't do that, but that consciousness is still alive and still attached to energy here. So sometimes it's like, and I think about a long time ago after Jeannie's mom passed. I don't know if you remember this, Jeannie. We were having dinner with friends, and I said, "Your mom's here." She was standing behind you.
I remember.
Yeah, so it's like her energy, because Jeannie still had, I think, work to do around whatever that was, and I don't remember why, but it's just an example of, oh, your mom's here, right? But it's like energetically so strong there, right? Um, so is that a portal, or is that just a thin line of existence? That's, I think that's a different thing. But there are energetic portals, ways for beings to get in, and humans can be those portals by through negativity, through practicing less than beautiful things. It can come in. A human can be a portal for nefariousness.
Yeah. Something else what I needed today to read. Be who you are, love who you are, and move forwards. Breathe in the breath of life and be present in every moment. You are free to be the real you. You were outgrown who you once were and are ready for more. Seek simplicity through letting go of control, and all will fall in alignment for you. And your DNA is more than just the strength of chemicals. It is complex vibrating energy matrix which creates kind of music that can be heard in a spiritual realm. This music forms morphogenetic field around you.
Yep.
So that was two things more what I
So do
needed.
you understand that morphogenic field?
I understand field, but what is morphogenic? Actually, I didn't look up, so it'd be nice if you explain that as
So
well.
you may want to look into the writings of Rupert Sheldrake. He talks about the morphogenic field quite a bit, and other scientists
What's
and
your name?
yeah.
What?
So okay, so we as humans, let's just take each of us, right? We are the sum total of our thoughts and our feelings. All that becomes an energy field that we create around us. So it's like, so we've created a field around us. So that field could be, let's say, from a person who's traumatized, the field would be one of fear, would be one maybe of there's some anger there, maybe there, it's like, if you think about a person that has come from a trauma situation and you have been with them, you can feel their energy, right? So when we've generated this energy, well, the only thing that can be attracted to this energy is the same energy. So the same energy will come to me. That's why people get into repetitive patterns of things happening. I mean, you maybe have noticed that with your clients, like it's kind of like for me, like, some people will say, why aren't you in a relationship? I go, well, I got tired of marrying my dad over and over again, right? It's that consciousness that I had with my father, that dynamic, right? And literally every man that would come into my life, if I didn't see it right away, I could see it soon after, carried the thematics of my father, right? And so it's like, oh, well, I don't want to attract that anymore, right? So I just put my focus on myself. I don't worry about creating a relationship. I'm not interested in that. I'm interested in generating a consciousness of love and light and peace, and healing that peace. So when we come into, so that I was not healed in that relationship with my father, so I just continue to attract that until I can, right? So, but if you can understand that we can only attract into our field a similar or like field. And so I wouldn't want to be in a relationship with anybody because I want to make sure that it would be from a place of healedness, not, does this make sense to you? So
Yeah.
the fields are what, and that's why it's important to check your frequency. Where are you, right? Are you healing and whole? Maybe you're not healed yet, but are you on that path? Doesn't matter if you're healed, but if you're on that path, on that trajectory, now more other things, something else is possible now. If you're not working on it, then you don't got another possibility. You just got the same old stuff, right? You just over and over and over again until you decide to transmute it, transform it, go beyond it, let it go, whatever you got to do the work, roll up your sleeve, whatever you got to do, right? When you do that, the universe sees your willingness. It feels your willingness for something else that's possible. So other things can start to come in. Now we might sabotage it by our old frequencies, right? But understanding that relationship of the fields is really important into what it brings into our lives. So if we're creating the same things over and over again, we've got a strong field around us that is attracting other things that are similar into our space. That's why we must transmute it.
But I think now your excuse what you're saying that you don't want to date or marry again your father, yeah, I think that one won't work because you've been working on yourself for so long. You are in completely different frequency than you've been when you've been married last time.
Exactly.
So and you won't attract your father anymore.
Exactly. But the other thing too is it's very difficult to be in a relationship with someone like me, simply because I'll drop everything to work on healing. I'll drop whatever is coming up within me is going to be what's dominant. A relationship won't be dominant in my life. My relationship with my purpose here is what's dominant in my life. So, and I'm all real good with that.
Yeah. Okay, we came to my favorite moment in the show.
Well, kind of. I wanted to talk about just a little bit. We're moving into this a really important time. We got another eclipse coming, and again, I work with the cycles of the earth, right, and the signs in the heavens, because they help us along our path. And so I'll just read a little bit of what I got, and then I'll move us into a meditation with this. Okay, so this blood moon eclipse, and it's also the activation of the deep healing mechanisms within the body. And this is a really powerful time in terms of what gets ignited within us, and latent abilities can come back online, particularly deep healing mechanisms within the human body. Okay, so this particular full moon, and it's also leading us into the equinox, right? So we've got that coming in the 21st, 22nd period of time, where we are again, energies are swirling and energies are moving, and then we're going to move into this eclipse that we have. So because I'm centered in Christ consciousness, that's anchored in the higher dimensions of the earth. And other grid workers, light workers, starseeds, they're all doing the same particular piece of work. We are anchored in that Christed awareness. And when we're anchored in that, now we're in the higher dimensions. And our earth also is going through this. So not just us as a human, but earth is also experiencing deep changes. And so we're going to have deep changes that happen in our physical bodies, as we also watch deep changes happening on our planet. One of the most important things that's happening right now is that we are each reconnecting with our ability to heal and to self-heal. So that capacity to heal, and I've tested this, like things happen, like things will happen to my body. Like I got this really bizarre pain in my neck, right? Well, my human ego wanted to say, oh my God, you've got throat cancer, you got something going on. And then I went, oh, wait a minute, that's just the ego. I now command the Christ light to come in. And just as soon as I did that it just went away. There was not even the little swelly, bumpy thing that was there. It just went away because my ability to activate the self-healing was already on and turned on. And we're all going to be able to that. That's a part of our original human template, because not only are we human, we are also human angelic beings. And we have that connection to our divine source power, to creator, so it's important for us to do that connection. Then let's see. So during this lunar eclipse, it's going to be sending light codes to the earth. And now we've been getting a lot of light codes lately. These are in particular that's reconnecting with what I call our user manual. So how we use our body, how we use the abilities that are being turned on. So it's like we'll be getting the user manual. So be prepared for that. So the most important step is aligning with our original design template that holds the key codes for our perfect health and well-being. And that template recognizes when you are not aligned and sets off healing protocols that are included in our DNA. So all those codes got lost when we switched them off. When we start looking for outside healing, then our inner healing gets lazy, right? So now it's time to really turn that back on. It's getting turned on, and begin to practice working with that. So our bodies, what we need to really learn, that our bodies are adapting to consciousness. So I know that, and Jeannie and I talk about that, my consciousness of youngering, right? That when I allow myself to think about my youngering, my cells being replaced, everything's brand new in my body, my thoughts are new, all of that. Then when we switch to looking at ourselves in that way, our consciousness is moving inward, and then we are assisting our own ability to self-heal. And so this is really connecting to our own inner healer. And so I'd like for everyone to be able to understand that and use the eclipse energy that we have, which is also a portal energy, by the way. So, and be prepared, right? So you may be in this energy, you may feel like a little disconcerted, you might get dizzy, you might have other feelings of discomfort. but that's really telling you and telling your body that you're expanding into a new level of awareness, and that you're activating these deep healing abilities within you. So I call this a very beautiful, magical, miraculous period of time. And so with all of that, let's just take a few moments and take that.
Actually, I get now guidance. I need to share something very
All right,
quick.
go ahead.
Do you have time? I hope you have. But I need to share something very quickly. Some time ago, like more than months ago, I came up with one video of old lady, 90 something, old Russian lady who was introducing her way how she keep going even 90 something. Yeah, what she does every day. She does 5 exercises every single day. She puts 10 times hands like that, tap, 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 10 times, like book, yeah, karate chop points from EFT, yeah.
Mhm.
Tap, 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 10 times at book, then tap, 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 10 times this base of palms,
Mhm.
then tap, 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 10 times toes, thumbs, thumbs, like this, then fingers 10 times like this, and then inside in the fingers 10 times like this. Apparently, this one all is our spine, our core, our spine.
Yep.
This one is our shoulder, head, arms area. This one is all air and the respiratory system in our body. This one is all circulation, blood, lymph, whatever circulation needs to be going on in the body. Yeah.
Mhm.
And this one is to help and heal all inflammations, all
Mhm.
allergies in the body. Yeah. So I've been doing this for months, little bit more. I do not have knee pain anymore, which one was crucial. I couldn't sleep at night.
Yep.
Actually couldn't sleep. I don't have. I do not drink anymore blood pressure tablets. I'm off any tablets. I do not use absolutely nothing. Yeah.
Yep.
And my breathing is better.
Yep.
I feel when I'm doing this, I feel all circulation. I feel how my body is responding on every of this movement. And
Yep.
this doing at least 3 times a day, you will keep your body active. You will keep your body aligned.
Yep.
So yeah.
So what you're doing is you're activating the inner healer, and that's what she did. There are lots of different modalities to do that, and that's a beautiful modality to do that. There's tapping as well. There's lots of different ways, and it's so. I'm glad you brought that up. There's many different ways to activate that, but we're going to also people who don't know. Some people come with the information intact. They're already awakened to it, right? And those that need it are immediately gravitated to it, which you did, right? To activate your inner healer. And
Yeah,
that,
I've been learning EFT and I've been teaching EFT for ages, yeah, for years now. But EFT I find is very difficult for people who are always in the go and they don't have a time to sit down and for 15 or half an hour to go all body, yeah, to align, to heal. But this one I find so great shortcut. There is anyone, anywhere can do it. And there is no reason why you can't align yourself, your body. Yeah.
absolutely. Absolutely. Find what works for you.
Yeah. So sorry, I keep
No, that's
tell me that I have to share.
yeah. Jeannie, did you have something to say about that?
No, I really thank you for sharing. That's priceless.
Yep.
And with this one, how do you do that?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Okay, beautiful. Thank you.
And same everything for me. It's already 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And so on and so on.
Beautiful.
Done. It's literally a couple minutes, and I feel all my body just feels that this
That's
energy.
wonderful. Yeah, because it's really an easy process.
Mm-hmm. For all busy people who cannot make time to do something for themselves, yeah.
Right. Even sitting at a traffic light, we can do that.
Traffic light. Sorry, go to toilet. Check on the toilet and use this for just little bit aligning your body. Yeah.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter where you are.
Right.
Wait for meeting to start.
Absolutely.
Yeah? It doesn't matter. It's in between sessions, like you and I doing sessions. Why we can't 2 minutes just do this and feel better in next session?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Sorry, Morganne, I stepped in your time. I do apologize.
Yeah, it was perfect. It was absolutely perfect. So
what do you guys say about this?
It's just perfect. It's like my inner awareness is just so grateful that there's more out there to assist. I'm just sitting in gratitude. It's great. But it's that awareness, that consciousness behind it, right? Because if you're going to do this, right, you know that you're going to heal, that it's going to allow you more energy. Yeah. And again, you're doing it for yourself. You're activating it yourself. You're not going to an outside source to do that for you. We can go get acupuncture and all those, but that's still an outside source that is doing that for you, but you can do that for self.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she is like your sister. She is 92, but she is like your sister. She is full of energy, very nice looking Russian lady, yeah?
Yeah.
In 92 something.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, Morganne, do we have time for just little clock out?
A little bit. I have a client not too long from now, but let's just see where we go with it, okay? So let's just take a moment to take in all that we've heard here this day. Just take a moment, and maybe you didn't understand it. Maybe it was just way over your head. Just take a moment and just breathe it in. Trusting that what you need from this conversation this day is present for you. Maybe not all of it, but something, maybe one thing. And just be present to the information. Just allow the information. And just take some sweet breaths and rest in the information that has been coming in. Nothing that you have to do about it. Just allow it. Allow it to activate your DNA. Allow it to activate your mind. Allow it to activate your body. You don't even have to understand it or understand it. Just need to allow it. and practice that allowing. As we get closer to the new frequencies that are coming in, you don't have to understand it. Just allow it by being open, receptive, at peace with your breath. Learn to come into that sweet space of reception and openness. Take a breath in. Affirming that you are open. I am open and I am receptive. I allow the new frequencies to awaken any dormant DNA, any dormant skills, any dormant talents. I allow the new energy to awaken the aspects of me that were either turned off, were closed down, were traumatized. I ask that all of that now be open. And affirm that for yourself as we move into this beautiful new time. We are awakening our own inner healer, that aspect of us that knows how to put it all right with our frequency. And so as you just allow, invite in the consciousness of relaxation, relaxing into it. And notice where you are not relaxed, where you still have tension. Allow your body to just relax. Allow the mind to relax. Allow the emotions to relax. To be open and receptive to the new frequencies coming in. And I invite you to just notice. Notice throughout your day. Notice throughout this next week coming. What is different for you? What has changed? What has moved in your life? How is your body responding? How is your mind responding? How is the ego doing? Just notice and allow the new frequencies to come in and awaken who you have always been. Take a breath in. And if you're curious, you can ask your guidance to show you who you have always been. Your sacred self, your angelic self, your higher self. These are all aspects of who we are. And all of that is about to be awakened within many, many people right now. And for that, I am truly grateful as we all collectively begin to remember who we are And so for this time that we have spent together and for this brilliant conversation of remembering, I give thanks and give thanks for the new energies coming and give thanks for all the new possibilities that await us for expression and experience in our world. And so I just leave us all to our magical, beautiful, magnificent time coming, and just let it be. And so it is.
You're muted, Dega.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Sorry, thank you for your time, for your wisdom, for your knowledge, for sharing this all on this show. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Jeannie, is there something what you want to say?
Thank you, ladies, for this today. It was fabulous. Really, really good. All the sharing. And
I think it was very deep.
yeah.
Today.
Yeah. And thanks for all the listeners as well.
Thank you very much for everybody who's been listening. Thank you, you ladies. And have a great week. Please like, share, subscribe to my YouTube and Rumble channels so we can have opportunity to bring in and give this pass, this knowledge to many more people. And see you next week. God bless.